Good morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to the Mac City Morning Show. I'm your host, Elliot Pierre, and we're going to start the show off the same way we start every episode off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, so the fact that you're spending with us truly does mean the world to me. So thank you. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro. All right, and we are back. Okay, as you can see, we are not on the set of the Mac City Morning Show. We are at Holy Trinity High School and Junior High. So thank you, Holy Trinity, for inviting us and letting us talk to your staff and some of your students. The one thing that hasn't changed is how I introduce my guests, because I don't. So, because they can do a better job than myself. So on that note, can you please tell everybody at home who you are and what you are about?
My name is Nancy Lawson. I teach drama and choir at Holy Trinity High School. And that's about all I'm at.
There you go. Okay. So you have been a member of this community for quite some time.
Yes.
So what brought you to Fort McMurray? Because nowadays people know what Fort McMurray is. When you came...
Yeah, they used to have a drive to, they'd go to different cities and universities and meet with the fourth year students and try to get them to consider coming up. And that's what happened. They interviewed my husband, Brent.
Right.
And I just kind of followed suit.
Yeah, that's somebody's phone. I like that ringtone. Is that yours?
That's mine.
The people at home didn't hear it because like we're mic'd up, so there's no way. But La Cucaracha is your ringtone?
Yes.
That's hilarious. That's awesome. I love that that happened.
Can you shut it up?
Yeah.
I always get text. Nobody contacts me at all until I'm.
That's right.
Working or something's important happening.
That's right. This is important. This is just you and me chatting. I wouldn't take it too seriously.
So Brent got interviewed, and so we decided to come up, and I started out teaching elementary music.
Okay.
And I was at Westview for a number of years, and then we had kids.
Yeah.
And I started working for the Catholic School Board, and I used to be itinerant and go to all the different schools to teach band.
Yeah.
And then I slowed down and just decided to be at one school. So now I'm at Holy Trinity.
So when it comes to the performing arts, is this something you and Brent both studied and kind of got to like when you were younger, or like because both of you are very much musically inclined, to say the least?
Well, we both went through the music program at university.
Okay.
And then when he's been working at Father Mercredi for years and years and years, and he used to get me to come over and play the piano for their musicals. Okay. And then I decided I wanted to do that too, and so then drama got added to my portfolio.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But you're a great piano teacher.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, I have a little boy who I listen play, and I'm just like, wow, how'd you learn that? He's like, Yeah.
He is awesome.
Yeah, he's a cute little guy.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's
and talkative.
He gets that from his father. I can assure you that. He gets it honestly. Yeah, no, it's amazing. Myself, I would love to say I could play instruments well. I can play a few things horribly. But yeah, I think it's a good thing for young children to like learn an instrument, use that component of their brain, even if they don't want to take it further. Mm-hmm. Getting that experience from a young age is huge. Well,
it's a little bit different nowadays because the push nowadays is, everybody's got to enjoy it all the time. But like there's a work component to it. Like you're not going to always enjoy practicing.
That's right.
And with the drama class, that's like, I'm sure they're sick and tired of me pushing them to practice and practice and practice and practice.
Right.
And with the choir, it's the same thing. The choir, like we've been selected to go to provincials a number of times.
Right.
And it's all about the practice.
Practice, that's it.
And it gets boring and it gets hard, but the end result is usually really good.
That's right. No, you got to put the practice in, as Alan Iverson would say. But it's the exact same thing with interviews. When I coach youth on an interview, I'm like, you got to practice. Mm-hmm. Like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, you got to write down, like, these are the questions they're going to ask. Write down your script, and then actually, like, look in a mirror and do it.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? That's embarrassing. I'm like, yeah, but this is a job. Like, do you want the job, yes or no? And they say, well, yeah. I'm like, well, then practice. Like,
yeah.
You need to put the work in and get there, right?
There's a lot of practice to go into looking natural in front of cameras or in front of an audience.
That's right. It doesn't come easy. And I feel we've had a few young adults on the show, and after, like, I've spoken to them and they're like, oh, this is cool, like what you do, whatnot. I'm like, yeah, but it takes work. Like, all those YouTubers that you like to watch, like, they don't just turn on a camera. And, like, there's editing that takes involved. There's story writing, may it be on paper or in their heads. Like,
yeah,
natural doesn't come naturally.
Oh, it's not natural. Like, it was same thing a few years ago when Glee was popular.
Right.
Kids would join choir and then they wanted to be like Glee and just break out into song. And I'm like, you don't see the hours of practice those people do with choreo and everything.
That's, practice is a huge thing. So when it comes to this school, like you're saying, you were moving around for a while. What about Trinity said, you know what, I'm going to make this home?
Well, I'm getting older. Okay. No, like I spent a good number of years at Father Bow, just doing the music there, and then I went over to St. Martha. Right. And I decided to try a year doing high school at Father Merck.
Yeah.
And
of drama.
Well, I was teaching a homeroom of social studies and math.
Oh, okay.
So that I could teach high school choir.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then we did our own little shop of horrors there.
Yes, I saw it.
And then I was talked to about like this being the fine arts school and wanting to do fine arts, I should come here. And I thought that was probably a pretty good idea. Yeah. And yeah, and so I've had a ball. I've been teaching now here 10 years. Okay. And every class, I've got everything where I want it. I've got 2 student directors, so I can concentrate on props and stuff like that. And they take a lot of the edge of being kind of a jack of all trades, because you have to do the music, or you have to do the directing, and you have to do the props, and you have to do the costumes, and you have to do
Yeah, and, so they can take away some of that heavy workload. Yeah,
and it's actually been really awesome. I'm going to miss these 2 because they're so well organized, and they're both in grade 12, so next year is going to be a very sad year.
Yeah. So if I do have a young child who is potentially thinking about coming to Holy Trinity or getting involved in like your program, what is something that I should kind of give him as a heads up?
Well, this year we're with Taylor Sampson's directing. She's doing Annie Jr., the musical. Okay. And it's perfect for kids just coming in to the school that haven't had a lot of drama experience, because it's about half the length of a full-length musical. Okay. And so you get an idea of the choreography and all that sort of stuff that you have to learn, and I find that the kids usually connect a little bit more to the other kids as opposed to listening to a teacher tell them sort of things. Right. And if they wanted to come, there's a whole lot of different things that they could try out. And I think as they grow in experience, they get better and better. And like I said, I've got these kids, and they're in grade 12, and they're just everything to me. Yeah. And it makes the saying goodbye at the end of grade 12 really tough. Yeah, no doubt, because you probably have been with them since they came in grade 7 and seen them go right through like the whole spectrum, right? So. Yeah, it's always sad to say goodbye, but like especially kids that I've seen. Well, these kids I've seen every other day in middle school and then every day in high school for the last 3 years. That leads into my next question for you. In regards to if you are in the performing arts or in drama, like when I went, big shout out to Miss Gavigan, aka Miss Bud now, who was my drama teacher when I was in school. It was a class that you took, and so you only went to it twice a week in your semester. And I guess in theory, and not in theory, in all actuality, you could have joined a production after school if you want to, maybe like improv or a play or whatnot. What are the options for kids now who are going to Holy Trinity? So we opened up a musical to anybody that wanted to join. That was Annie Jr., which is we're performing in December. Okay. And then, but for the high school, they have a class that they come see me every single day for the semester.
Okay.
And we're working on a play.
Okay.
And that's taking place the week before. I'm kind of a little bit crazy this year, deciding that I could pull off 2 in one semester. I might be...
Brent's not going to be seeing you very often.
No, he's not too happy about that.
Yeah.
And but it's an exciting experience, and you know, it's tough to pick amongst the arts, because a lot of times kids that are artistically inclined, like they like their art, they like their singing, they like their band, they like their dancing.
That's right.
And so then how do you choose?
That's right. Yeah.
So it's the after school is one way that kids can be involved.
Yeah.
And the other way is like when they get to middle school, I have done like one acts with them.
Oh, nice.
Over the past couple years. A lot of kids haven't really gotten into, you know, practicing.
Yeah.
So we haven't had, well, plus COVID.
That's right.
And we haven't had a one act for a while, but our high school class, we always have a play going on.
Nice.
Yeah, last year we were Tales of Poe.
Oh,
and so it was Edgar. Nice. Yeah, it was kind of spooky. We had candles all over the place.
Yeah. So for the general public who wants to support you guys, though, how can they do that? I know you guys have shows from time to time. Like, how do they find out about what you guys are actually doing?
I guess listen to your podcast.
Yeah. There's one. Yeah. Okay.
You can always phone SEPCA and they can tell you what shows are coming up.
Right.
The school usually has something on our website. Usually if something's coming up, the school board will also do a promotion.
Okay, good.
Just
so they can support the arts.
Yeah, it's fun, and the kids enjoy having an audience.
No doubt, yeah. Well, they put in all that time and effort to do it in front of some people. All right, well, listen, that's the end of the show. Short and sweet. So before you leave, though, we have a segment where you get to do a shameless shout-out or plug. So the camera's on you, the lights are on you. Shameless shout out or plug.
Shout out or plug. Well, come to our She Kills Monsters on November 27th, 28th, but to be sure, call SEPCA, and Annie Jr. on the 2nd and 3rd of December.
Okay, there we go. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to sit down and chat with me today. And if you ever want to, you can come on the Mac City Morning Show set. So
thank you so
open
much
invitation.
For having me.
You're welcome. All right. Well, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world, that's been another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you're having a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
What a deadly old way to end another morning show. Later, boss.
It's so ballistic!
Talk about quenching your ugly thirst.